We're pleased to be with Terry Lynch, Executive Chairman of Chilean Metals at PDAC 2017. Terry, thank you for being here today.
Great to be here.
For those who aren't familiar with the Chilean story, I'll just go over the basics and the key highlights of the company.
There's three fundamentals with Chilean exploration. Number one, we've got a giant exploration project called Zulema. Zulema is a Candelaria lookalike. Candelaria, for relevance sakes, call it 1 billion tons of 1% copper. Been in production for 20 plus years. Was bought a couple of years ago for $2 billion after being in production for 20 years. So you can imagine how valuable it would be to discover something like that. That's what we're looking for. Within that valley, there's probably another 7-8 deposits between 100 and 200 million tons. So a very prolific area. So we got a 4,500 hectare package. Think of the size of the city of Toronto. Okay, so we're exploring a small section of that right now. Got some good early results from our perspective. More to come. Our market cap right now is probably like $12 million or something like that. We have an interesting backstop that most junior companies don't have. We have a royalty. We sold a project to Teck for $3 million and a 3% royalty. That project is adjacent to an existing producing Teck mine called Correa Blanca. That mine is going to run out of ore in 2019. That's on Teck's website. And Teck's exploring on our property right now. It's already had a big resource. So we think in a couple of years, that's going to get put in production. We're going to make $6 to $8 million a year in cash flow.
So we recently heard news of the Bass River project and its recent signing of the LOI. What's your comments on that?
Yeah, well, we actually not only signed it, we closed it, the LOI. So we'll be drilling on that project probably June, July. It's probably the biggest geophysical target in Nova Scotia.
Now, moving on, your results were released end of February, and the market reacted. What are your thoughts on that?
Damn those guys. You know what, I think, of course, the market wants us to have a discovery hole in our first exploration release, and that didn't happen. We saw it as a very positive release, and we're disappointed in the market reaction, but understand that this is the mentality out there. They want instant gratification. The reality is it's very hard to find $1 billion deposit. So we had very encouraging news. We felt that, hey, we're close to this thing. We got a lot of interesting intercepts, a lot of alteration that we're looking for, and we think we're close to the source. So we think the coming results that'll be coming over the next month or 6 weeks will be more exciting. So we say stay the course and buy more.
Yes, exactly. Now, for those who are emotionally investing, what are your words of encouragement? Like we just talked about, it's very hard to find.
100%.
Right?
Yeah. You know what? I think what's interesting, last year at PDAC, I made a call to my Facebook friends, and I said, everyone should buy mining. And I said, it's after 5 years, we're at the very bottom, things are going to rebound. That call is up 45% if you look at the TSXV index. And even with that, it was down like 85%, so now it's down 75%. So mining's where you got to be. Should you be in Chilean Metals? Yeah, I think you should. You should be in a portfolio of exploration companies like Chilean, and it deserves a spot, but you should definitely be piling into mining because mining's the spot to be in 2017.
Right, and now you just talked about how that's the time. This is a great time for PDAC. What is the overall investment sentiment that you're feeling here as an exhibitor?
You know what, I would say the energy is up. I've said to people, we've gone from the worst mining market in history to less worse. It's not good yet. Right. It's going to get good. That's the next step along the continuum, but often the best investments are made in that transition period from worse to less worse. So I think it's a phenomenal time for investors, and you're seeing the early smart guys out there writing checks now, so I think that's a good sign. I think it's a tremendous time to get into Chilean.
All right, well, Terry, thank you so much for your time.
Right. Cheers, guys.
To learn more about Chilean Metals, you can go to their investor hub on smallcappower.com.